Hello and welcome back to this week's episode of the Whamcast, brought to you by myself, Lou Cooper, and Joel Choppy Madlin. How are you doing, Joel?
I'm doing pretty good today. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. You had a busy week?
Relatively, yeah. Lots of planning with the Ukraine fundraiser, which is quite big. Went quite well.
Yeah, it did. £1,700. Well done, guys. That was really
It's actually £1,700 and an extra £2.45. You should be exact when giving the numbers, Lee.
I do apologise. Anyway, Joel, do you have any Whamcast birthdays this week?
Yes, I do actually. I found out that on Tuesday it was Mr. Dalglish's birthday, so happy birthday, Mr. Dalglish.
Mr. Dalglish and Maths. And I've had one sent in by Holly and Co. saying happy birthday to Eva Seaton. So have a happy birthday, Eva.
Happy birthday.
And this week we're joined by our, do we say producer, our kind of tech maestro? That's Mr. Munro.
I'll go with tech maestro.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know,
We'll go with
he's
tech
kind of been our kind of a carer, take us through it all. He's provided us with the
Equipment, showed us how to set it up.
Shows how to set up. He's dealt with the complaints. Well, he's tried to teach a National 5 class, and I've come through crying because I had to plug in the wires. You know, you've been a great help this year.
You've done a stellar job, guys.
Thank you
very
very
good.
much. So, as I understand, you were a pupil here at Millburn, weren't you?
I was many moons ago. Yeah.
Oh.
Were there any teachers that were here at the same time? as you people?
Well, I'm not sure. I won't name any names, but there's certainly a few.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
but I'm getting older, so the number is getting less. A few people have retired and things now.
And the
So.
transition from being pupil to staff, how did you find that? Was it?
It's interesting. I mean, I really enjoyed school. I really enjoyed going to Millburn. Had some good friends here. Enjoyed my subjects and being part of the school. So coming back was something that I was quite happy to. I was delighted to be back in Millburn. Being a teacher is obviously different. You've got more responsibilities and things like that, but at the same time, you're in a place that you know and it's familiar. So.
And so we had Mr. Scott Woodhouse on last week, and he actually only spent S7 at Millburn. So were you here for the whole time, or did you join at a specific year?
No, I was here the whole time. So S1, S6. So I had 3 years in the old building, and then 3 years in this one.
You were here like in the middle of the new building.
So I had to help move everything from one school to another.
across.
So, and saw the school when it was brand new.
Is it much different now, you say, or has it aged poorly, or is
No,
it,
I think it's holding up pretty well. So yeah.
And did you do music at like Nat 5 and higher and advanced higher?
Yep, did all the way up to advanced higher. So Mr. Sutcliffe and Miss Campbell and Guidance were my teachers for most of the time. So it's a subject I enjoyed and took it on further to uni after.
And was what you always do? Was music what you always kind of was aimed to do?
Maybe not always. I mean, I think probably quite early on in secondary school, I was quite keen to be a teacher. I think probably because I liked school so much, and so I thought, being a teacher would be good. And then over time, I just thought, which subjects am I best at? Which ones do I enjoy? Music seemed like the best fit, so went with that.
Fair enough. And so we kind of ask sort of a similar question to people who come on, and that's if you had a limited budget and limited time, how would you improve the music department?
Or I suppose you maybe don't want to word it like that, but or maybe change the curriculum of music and music tech. Is it
unlimited budget?
unlimited budget. You get like, your own wee kind of.
Okay, well maybe this is my Apple bias sinking in, but I would give every people a MacBook rather than a Chromebook. Infinite budget, but I know that's
You have seen the state of some people's Chromebooks, so would you really want to give them a MacBook as well?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Your Apple Care bill would be through the roof.
Maybe give them the most sturdy case possible. Get the tech department to make like a wooden case for everyone or something.
Just carry it around.
But I think it'd be pretty cool, and we could do lots of music tech stuff and lots of cool projects if everyone had that. But
I haven't made music since I'm second year, but I was wondering is it something you implement earlier on music tech now? Do you give
So right now we can only do it in S3 and S4. National 5. So what we do now is we've got an S1 and S2 lunchtime group.
Okay.
So for anyone in the school who maybe is thinking about it, they can come along in S1, S2 and just it's more casual, just give it a go, and then from S3 they can then take it as a subject if they want to.
Fair enough. And do you have any plans to maybe venture forward into higher if you're able to get the time?
That's the hope. It's just we're a busy school, lots of departments, so finding space in the timetable is the tricky part. But if there is an opportunity, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I do think we are quite lucky because we are actually recording on IMAX, which I don't know how many music departments have.
Not many.
I mean, I was just supposed to know many podcasts and say they've got.
I guess so. Yeah.
Very true. Very true.
You know,
so,
we are very lucky the resources.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure.
And just out of curiosity, how many instruments can you play as a music teacher?
You know,
see, so I'm a bit of a disappointment when it comes to this. So
Okay.
I can play, well, drums and percussion is the main one, bit of piano, bit of guitar, can scrape by on a bass if need be, but that's about it.
If I'm not a bit of a disappointment, then God knows what I am. Because I think maybe I'm able to play like a xylophone every so often. You know, like
Xylophone's great.
Can maybe tap out "Married a Little Lamb" or "Hot Cross Buns" every so often. But apart from that, you know, I don't know. I mean, personally, I've always loved music, and you know, I was hopeless at it in school, so that's maybe why I didn't take it.
I would disagree with that statement.
Well, you know, so I am quite humble. But you know, yeah. So I don't know. Like, I've always loved music, and I love listening to it, and live music especially. And would you say you have a kind of favorite band or genre you like listening to?
Ooh, in terms of music I listen to the most would be probably either kind of indie music, or I quite like listening to sort of like swing music, jazz music as well.
Oh yeah.
Kind of like Jamie Cullum-esque, you know.
Yeah, big Jamie Cullum fan. So, but in terms of favorite band, there's a band poster on the wall. It's a band called City in Colour.
Okay.
It's kind of a sort of slightly country, slightly indie kind of band. It's a guy from Canada, so check him out.
From Wakanda.
Canada.
Oh, Canada. I swear that was made up. Surely.
Yeah, Toronto, if you want to be specific.
Yeah.
So.
No, okay, and yeah, that's interesting. Like, Joel, would you say you've got a favorite kind of music genre?
I quite like alternative, although I am a sucker for pop, which I don't like to admit. But yeah, quite like some good alternative music. What about yourself, Lee?
I love everything. Like I range from kind of country music. I like quite like kind of like a lot of country music, and then a bit kind of indie, kind of like Oasis, Arctic Monkeys and that. And then I don't know. I've just always kind of quite like grime and rap as well. Like,
oh yeah.
But like, you know, so a bit of kind of British stuff and your old stuff, kind of stuff, like your Snoop Dogg, your Dr. Dre. All that kind of stuff, but no, I don't know. I listen to almost everything. Like my Spotify Wrapped came out in December, and I'm pretty sure I went, "You're one of the weirdest people we've ever had to deal with." The amount of music you deal with, because it's like the amount of genres you listen to, about 147.
Wow. But I mean, every genre has got bands you like, bands you don't like.
You know,
so
you know, I'm quite sporadic myself. Like sometimes I can be listening to something like really heavy, really seriously. Then I just click the next song. It's like something nice and calm, like tranquil.
Yeah, it's amazing music. You know how it kind of changes so much.
And streaming helps so much with that as well.
It's definitely, you know, it's so weird to you know think like when I was younger, you know, it wasn't even that long ago, but. You have to go into YouTube and search the song. Yeah. Now you can download it on your phone.
Or get a CD.
Yeah, you know, I was saying you have to buy a CD, or you know, if you're lucky, mum would put it on the car, you could listen to it. You know, but now you just kind of take your phone, plug it in, and then you've got playing.
All done wirelessly too.
Yeah, you've got everything playing. You know, it is crazy how it's all kind of changed. Would you say that you're much into kind of vinyl, sir? You like you're kind of.
I am increasingly so as well. So I think. So, although I enjoy streaming and it's great, I also do quite like just listening to an album start to finish.
Yeah.
So, and I find it quite cool. You get the artwork and you can read the back of it and see more about how it was made. Particularly as I do more music tech stuff, I'm kind of getting more and more interested in how things are recorded as well as kind of the songs. So so it's something that I seem to get as gifts quite a lot. And so
because house definitely kind of come back into the market, like vinyl and record players. I've one myself, and it's definitely kind of over the past couple of years, we've seen vinyl and records kind of a lot more common, and you see them a lot more regularly.
I think it's cool as well if it's it's an album that you really enjoy or something that means something to you.
Yeah, to have it as a kind of physical form.
And it's nice to see like modern albums going onto vinyl as well. Definitely
exactly. So and ones that should have probably been on vinyl at the time, but weren't because it wasn't really so popular.
Yeah,
it's good.
So, let's say you weren't teaching music. What department do you think you would teach in then?
Ooh, well, I think it would probably have to be business studies. I think.
Okay.
Purely because I spent a wee bit of time there during my time in Millburn, and because music tech's quite sort of computer focused, it's largely computer based what they do as well. So that would probably be a bit of a easy transition. Do quite like history as well, though. So maybe one of those two departments.
Yeah, I guess that kind of ties in with like music and history of music. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's definitely kind of different to see like how speak to teachers and ask what other departments they've taught in, and it's like how different the subjects seem, but they are quite transferable. Like kind of music and your business. But
and you made the point there. So my course when I was at university was music, but it was very much history of music. Yeah. So you spend a lot of time studying history in that sense. So there's always crossovers, because music tech you can go down the science route, you can go math route. There's lots of different, they're all kind of connected in some ways.
We have to ask, one of the main kind of questions that came in when we said you were on the podcast this week, sir, is that they're wondering when the album's dropping yourself. Your own personal kind of EP, maybe.
Which one? That's
of course. Do you have a weekend collection you keep in the archives that maybe just one day you feel like dropping online, see what happens?
Well, how about this? So when the podcast goes official, and gets into the Apple charts, I'll make a jingle. That'll be from my album.
Okay. That's that, and that saves us the task of making a jingle because believe me, we tried.
Yes, and we are struggling.
And our musical capabilities are about maybe just slightly further behind our podcast abilities.
I'm sure that's not true.
But no, it's
maybe one day I'll do a massive EP or something like that, but not yet.
So one question we like to ask everyone who comes on is if you're on a desert island and you could only eat one type of food or just one specific food for the rest of your life, what would you pick?
Regardless of how healthy it is or not.
There's no kind of boundaries.
I mean, we've had people pick like tomato ketchup and brown sauce, plants,
we will
pizza.
forever rinse our two head girls for that, and the fact that they optionally chose out of every food possible brown sauce and ketchup. Those are the people leading your school, lady and gentlemen.
Not on something.
Just itself.
Just sauce. Okay.
Can't get more worse than that.
I mean, safe option would be pizza.
Yeah.
It's becoming quite a rinse and repeat option. Pizza.
Is it? Okay, right.
Yeah, it's becoming...
I'll mix it up then. I'll go Chinese.
Chinese?
Yeah.
I'll go Chinese.
Now, do you go for the kind of modern Chinese where you have your kind of chicken nuggets and everything else you see? like there's like some Chinese. Like seeing people like they post online where they've got everything from chicken nuggets to Cadbury's bars, so it doesn't even look like a Chinese anymore. But because they ordered it from the Chinese, they've called it a Chinese takeaway.
Oh, okay. I was not aware of that.
I was not aware of that either.
No.
Give me some shredded chili chicken or something like that. That'll do.
No, I'm more of a chicken chow mein man myself.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But no, honestly, if you're listening, go home and look up the kind of modern Chinese, and some things you see are quite concerning that they call it Chinese food. I think if you took it to China, you would be laughed at if it was to be compared to usual Chinese cuisine.
I didn't know about this modern Chinese sort of thing.
Yeah, but anyway, thank you very much. And I think, a final question we could ask, since we're in the music department, you could listen to one song for the rest of your life. Like, as,
we're going to cut it down to song or album, because I feel like song...
We'll put it down to one album. Yeah, we'll put it down to one album, I think, is probably...
That's pressure. Okay. Well, if I'm going by my favourite artist, which would be City and Colour, so there's an album called The Hurry and the Harm. That would be the one I'd pick.
Okay. Joel, you got a favourite album if you were stuck on a desert island?
Favourite album? Once again, because I'm so sporadic, I barely listen to whole albums.
Yeah.
I'd probably have to pick Pray for the Wicked, by Panic at the Disco.
Oh, okay.
I think it's quite varied. Some bits are quite upbeat, some of them are quite low. So, what about yourself?
I think it would have to probably be Definitely Maybe by Oasis. Probably listen to that for hours on end at a time. Or maybe American Psycho by Fall Out Boy.
Oh, yeah.
It's American Beauty / Psycho, I think, is the full title. Yeah, that would be... It'd be either one of those two. Definitely be the album I listen to. Anyway, thank you very much for coming on, sir.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you very much for your catering for us this whole year and supporting us through it all.
No, not at all. It's a pleasure.
And hopefully you can inspire you can support someone else next year to come on.
Absolutely.
We're looking for any S5 to S6 pupils going into S5 or S6 who would like to come and do it next year, because of course Joel and I have a total of 4 in-school weeks left.
I'm pretty sure it's even less than that now.
It's 4 weeks of school. 2 weeks of Easter holidays.
All right.
And then we're gone.
And we're gone, yeah.
So if you want to see the Whamcast live on, then just pop us an email or send us a message, and we will
may be putting out application forms.
put application forms. You can even send like a little demo of yourself hosting it, and we can see where we are. Anyway, thank you very much.
Thanks for listening.
And on that bombshell, we'll see you next week.
Bye.